Hello, welcome to another episode of Cooking Cookie. Of course, another thing that one of my children made. Here I go, showing off again. I take pride in everything my children do. Is that bad? I don't think so. I love them. Anyway, today we're going to make our spicy cheese patty. And this is my favorite of all of them. Okay, here we go. Are we ready? I'm ready. Oh, by the way, see my little pin here? I don't know if you can see it right there. It's my little Christmas bells. I wear this. It's a tradition. I wear it every Christmas. This is in honor of my grandmother, my Granny Goose, as we called her, as I've mentioned in other episodes. Anyway, it's very special to me. I keep her near my heart right here. Here we go. All right. We're going to go for the cream cheese. We got two 8-ounce packages of cream cheese. And just like I've said before, I go for the light. We're going to go for the one that's a third less fat. Whoops, we got a little piece of cheese on here. Excuse me. Anyway, the one that's third less fat. But we want two of these. Yeah, we got to reduce the fat. Isn't there enough stuff that's fattening during these holidays? So we try to cut back wherever we can. And this is one of them. And it doesn't taste that bad. Actually, if you use the fat-free, I don't like the fat-free. It just doesn't have the right flavors to it. But the light is excellent. Just like the light. Oops. Just like the light Nutzen's sour cream. It has to be Nutzen's, but you got to get the light. It's perfect. All right, we got our cream cheese in here now, and I already have my blade in there. It's my cutting blade. I'm going to lay this, well, no, I guess I won't. We got a cup of grated cheddar cheese in here. We're going to add 1 whole cup of that, and if it's a little more than a cup, who cares? We like cheese. I know it's so bad for you, and I just get through talking about cutting back. But see, if you cut back on the sour or on the cream cheese, you can put extra cheddar cheese if you want. And then here I had three chopped green onions. We're going to add that in there in our bowl here. Now, actually, mine was 2 chopped green onions, but the recipe calls for 3, but mine were huge. So I only used 2, but normally you would use 3. And then here's these special things again. Remember these, here's the can, chipotle chilies. Remember these little guys? They come in a can. Do you know what a chipotle chili actually is? A chipotle chili is a smoked jalapeno. And I don't know how to do that process, and I don't think I've known anybody else that does either, so I always buy them. And then it also comes with adobo sauce. And here's my can of chilies that I poured in this bowl. And I need 1 teaspoon of the adobo sauce that's in there. Get that in there. Oh, it's going to be so flavorful and yummy. Okay, then. After that, we're going to put in a 1/2 teaspoon of Creole seasoning. Now, I don't have Creole seasoning, but I have Cajun seasoning, which is almost the same thing. So we'll put, did I tell you already how much? Oh, dear. That's a 1/2 teaspoon of Creole seasoning or Cajun seasoning. Okay, and in this bowl, I have 2 different seasonings. I have a 1/2 teaspoon here of the chili powder, and on this side, I have a 1/2 teaspoon of cumin. We're going to pour all that in there. See all the different flavors going in this? Oh, yummy. All right, get it all. Don't want to miss any of that. Okay, and then we're going to use a quarter teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce. Okay, that's about a 1/4 teaspoon. You can measure. I don't always measure everything. And then my hot sauce. I like Tapatio. You can use Tabasco. You can use whatever kind you like. And then This, we only want about 1/8 of a teaspoon. Or more. Or less, but not less on mine. Okay, there we go. All right, I think that's all of our ingredients. Then we're going to put our lid on it. And, oops. Okay, here we go. And then start by pulsing. And then just there we go. So it's mixed really well. Hello there. How are we doing? I think we're doing pretty darn good. And then here we go. Let me show you the mixed product. All right, you pretty much can see it, but here it is. Oh, I love this cheese ball. Okay, let me show you then what we're gonna do here. I don't think I brought a table tall enough to show it to you what I want to do, but anyway, it's time for the gloves again. This is great for doing the cheese ball, but last time I had a problem getting these gloves on, didn't I? And so this time I thought, while I put the gloves on, I'll give you a helpful hint. And guess what? That glove went on very easily this time, but I'm going to still give you a nice helpful hint. You see, I like to use parchment paper. You see what parchment paper is? Let me show you. This is parchment paper. Comes in a roll, just like it would saran wrap or foil. And the reason why I like parchment paper is I don't like to wash dishes. I use it for when I put it on my baking sheets for my cookies. It works perfect. I don't have to wash it. Cookies don't stick. I use it for roasted potatoes. When I make roasted potatoes where you cube them up and you throw in some olive oil and some chopped garlic and some rosemary, pop them in the oven on top of the parchment paper. Won't stick ever so often. You flip them around, comes out perfect. I don't like to, like I say, do dishes. When I make candy, I just recently made some candy where I made some clusters. I put them on a cookie sheet, put my little clusters all over that, stuck them in the refrigerator till they solidified, and take them off. Parchment paper is wonderful. Okay, now right here, we're going on to finish our cheese ball. What we're going to do now is, right here I have a mix of 1/3 cup of cilantro chopped up and 1/2 cup of pecans. And you mix that all up because that's what you're going to dip your cheese ball into. In just a second here. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to move this down here. Excuse me, folks. I'm back. And then we're going to do this. I'm going to do it up here so you can see what I'm doing because I think this table's a little too low. All right, there we go. Now we take out the center because we don't want to get cut. Get off all the cheese off of there. See, I like this one too because you can do it in the food processor. Isn't that wonderful? And then you get all your cheese out. And again, you probably should refrigerate this for a couple of hours to let it kind of get a little firmer. But since I'm making it for you folks out here in TV land, we're going to do it this way. All right, now I got my I was going to say log, but I do it in a patty form on this one instead of round. But all right, you get it like this and kind of dip it in your mixture there. And then flip it over, dip it in there, get it all around the edges. Actually, this isn't coming out as nicely as I would like because it is a little too soft. What I should have done was had one prepared already, huh? Okay, but anyway, you're going to get the gist of it. And here I have a bowl right here. This isn't coming out perfect, like I said, but it's good enough. And then you kind of pat it all around. Let's get a little bit more of this on here. And it's so pretty. All right, gloves off again. And there we go. we have our little cheese patty. Isn't that nice? And again, you could put a cherry on top. You could put some greens around it, some parsley or some more cilantro all around it and have a little cherry on top and make it a little smoother. This one's not so pretty right now, but it could be prettier. But anyway, that's our cheese ball for today. And that's the spicy cheese ball. And this one, like I say, it goes great with crackers. It's excellent. And can I give you another idea here? I've been getting different requests lately, so for a dinner idea, how about for prime rib? Let's go with that. All right, I'm going to put my studious look on, cooking cookies right here. This is her smart look. How is it? Is it good? Is it gorgeous? I hope so. Let's get this out of the way. This doesn't look too classy. All right, for a prime rib, I know this sounds strange, and it's worked for me every time. My person that lives right next door to me, she gave me this recipe. She says it's foolproof. It's good for any size prime rib you have. All right, here it goes. And I'm going to read this one because I don't want to make any mistakes. You preheat your oven to 375. Okay, you can season your prime rib however you like to season it. I like to poke garlic slivers all through the top to give it a little extra flavor inside. Lots of salt and pepper all over it, lots of it, because you want the flavor to penetrate and just kind of massage it in a little bit. Then you're going to put it in your baking dish, your shallow baking dish, and put it in the oven at 375. Preheat it and get it hot, and then pop it in. 375. Once you put that baby in there, do not open your oven until we're done with the full process, because if you do, it's going to mess up, and I don't know what to tell you then. So you put a note on the oven. If you have people that come and like to peek and check and see how things are going, put a note, say, do not open. All right, listen to this. Put your seasoned prime rib in, turn the oven on, or leave it on for 1 hour. Turn it off. Still, do not open that darn oven. I know it's tempting, but you can't do it. Then you let your oven cool. It takes approximately 2 hours completely. Then what you do is you turn the oven back on at 300 degrees. And like I say, don't open it. Let it preheat approximately 10 minutes. Then add to that time. If you want a rare prime rib, 45 minutes. If you want a medium prime rib, 50 minutes. You take it out, put your foil over it, let it rest for about 15-20 minutes before you cut it, and you will have a perfect prime rib. For the au jus, I just like to add some broth to the droppings and whatever flavors are in the pan. You can suck out the fat out of it if you want. You can even put extra broth and let it reduce so the flavor gets a little stronger. That'll bring out more flavor. And then you can even add a little soy sauce or salt, pepper, whatever you like to add. It gives it a little extra zing. Anyway, that is a helpful hint about cooking a prime rib. Although my husband cooked one on a charcoal barbecue grill, and it is the best prime rib I have ever had in my life. Better than even Cooking Cookie can make. Can you believe that? I know, it's hard to believe, but it was so tasty. He did a 4 rib in 2.5 hours, and it was luscious. Anyway, whatever you guys have, whether it's a ham, turkey, prime rib, meatloaf, pork chops, vegan, whatever you have, happy holidays. Be grateful for everything we have. It doesn't have to be, material things. Grateful for the love in our life. That's the most grateful thing, and our health. That's the most important thing. Okay, I'm going to shut up now because this is getting crazy to me. Alrighty, this is Cooking Cookie. You have a nice day now. Merry Christmas, everybody. Happy holidays, all that good stuff.